Alrighty. Should be live, right? Yes, sir. Let's go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna bring you guys over here. We're good to go. All right. Welcome. We're gonna wait for some people to get in here. We've been trying to come out with a video, but I was like, instead of doing a video, we're just gonna do a live stream on my story of reselling and some when to go full-time reselling advice, that type of stuff. And I've gotten a lot of questions about this topic, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that today. So as soon as we get some more people in here, I will kind of share my story and all that good stuff. Let me see here. Okay, we're good. Let's see. Okay, we're good. Alrighty. All right. So the question is when to go full-time reselling, and also too, I've had numerous comments about when to go full-time reselling and when or in my reselling story. Yo, Grateful Monk, what's going on? I'm talking about a topic today that I've seen a few comments on. Instead of doing like a regular video, I was like, man, might as well do a live stream because it actually makes more sense to me to do it this way because I feel like it's more interacting and me not having to keep like cutting stuff up and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be nice and cool to do it this way. And I've had quite a bit of comments. I think at least like 10 comments, just like, hey, when did you go full time and what got you into reselling? So, all right, so let's go ahead and start it off. So I'm gonna start off with my reselling story, and then I'll get into the whole full-time reselling advice. I'll try to make this kind of like a shorter stream. Won't be crazy long because one, I got a lot of things to do, but also two, I want you guys to get the information correctly. So how did I get into reselling? So I got into reselling from an OG himself. His name is the Cincinnati Picker. So let me give you guys some backstory to this. Not quitting my day job, just here for more sport. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'll get into that too, as far as full-time job and all that too. Kind of like my advice to everything in life. But yeah. So the backstory behind how I got into reselling. So I got out of the military May 1st, 2019. My wife got out December 2019, and we moved to Georgia January 2020. In that month of January, we had this house built, so it took about 6 months to build. And so just kind of keep all that in mind. Just got out of the military, and I went back to my old job. I got my wife a job at my old job, and I was working on the big 40-foot trailers that you see the semi trucks drive. I was doing suspension work. I was doing air work. I was doing tires. I was doing brakes. So you name it, I did it. And honestly, I enjoyed my job quite a bit. And it was one of those things where I was sitting down on my little swivel mechanic stool, and I was sitting next to my toolbox, and then I had my phone up against the trailer. And this is the time frame where I was really into gaming and stuff like that. I would actually upload pretty religiously on YouTube with my gaming stuff. And I was in the middle of watching a gaming thing, and I had my YouTube videos on autoplay. And sure enough, the OG himself, Cincinnati Picker, popped up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. I'll watch it, whatever. I'm eating Chinese food, with my friend Big Baby. And he's a cool dude, and he went to go get his Chinese food. So anyways, we're eating Chinese food, and keep in mind, I have a decently paid job. I was making $18 an hour. I was making $530 a week, which is $106 a day, and that's after dental, medical, all that good stuff that came out. $106 a day is not terrible, and I actually enjoyed what I did. So watching Cincinnati Picker, in one of his videos, keep in mind, this is a long time ago now, 3 years now, and he bought a baseball bat at a yard sale. Beforehand, he bought a few things that I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. But this one particular item, he bought a baseball bat. He bought it for like $5, and then he flipped it for like $150 to $160. And that right there was like, wow, that's actually kind of crazy. And he said it sold within 24 hours. And the fact that he just made more money than me with one item compared to me working a full 8-hour job. That right there was so mind-blowing to me that there's not many things that interest me in this world. I love my little video games. I love my wife. I love my dogs. I love my family. There's very little things that really just get me inspired. And this right here was the spark to the flame that ignited what we built today. And you know, and I had not a reselling bone in my body. I didn't really think about it. I mean, I never thought about it, right? And that's where it kind of got me thinking, wow, maybe I could do this. So then I casually got into it for the next 4 months. And I was looking on Facebook, I was looking at yard sales, I was doing this, I was doing that. And this is before I started recording everything. Well, I finally came across my first item, or really it was a collection. Somebody posted something on Facebook. Hey Carolina, how you doing today? And somebody posted something on Facebook, and it was a huge Funko Pop collection. And I remember it to this day because the dude posted it, and in like 10 minutes, whenever on Marketplace it shows you like how long ago it was listed, it said 10 minutes ago. I sent him a message and I was like, hey, is this still available? I can come today or whenever you're, at your earliest convenience. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Here's my address or whatever. So again, whenever I say I'm the luckiest person on the planet, this is where everything started. And I kid you not, this is the honest truth. I wish I was recording at the time, but I just wasn't into the YouTube thing. And went over there to his house. It was probably like a 30-40 minute drive. Got to his house, and he wanted $540 for everything. And this was a guy who was really nerdy. I love nerds. I love my geeky people and stuff like that, because I'm a nerd. And he was the type of person who would go to Comic-Con. He would go to different places like that to get like certain releases and stuff like that, exclusives. And he had 270 something Funko Pops, everything from big, small, medium size. And I was talking to his wife, and his wife was like, yes, I need it gone because we're getting ready to move this room into decorating or something. I don't know. Maybe they're having a kid. I can't remember quite the reasoning for that. But she said she just needed everything gone. I was like, so you want $540 for like 270? So I mean, that was like, okay, that's a safe gamble in my eyes. And keep in mind, every Funko Pop has a barcode, so it wasn't that hard to figure out what to list them for. Well, that first collection made me about, I want to say about close to like $4 to $5 grand, somewhere in there. After all said and done, and we sold every single one of them. Which is crazy. And then not even a month later, whenever I was still working my full-time job, I went into Goodwill before I went into my my night shift, and they just put a huge stack of Funko Pops on a shelving rack. And I went in there, I saw them, so I took my hand, I was like, whoop, swoop them right there in the cart. And I guess the manager must have saw it. He's like, hey, sir. And I was like, how you doing? He's like, are you interested in this type of stuff? I said, yes, sir. And he was like, well, come back here real quick. So he opened up the back door, and there, if you guys know those big blue bins that are sitting in the back of the Goodwill, I guess they're where people come to donate. There's 7 huge bins filled with Funko Pops. And I was like, yeah, I would buy every single one of them. Well, what price are you thinking? He's like, I tell you what, I got them priced anywhere between $3.99 all the way up to $9.99. If you buy them all, no matter if the price goes over, well, I'll just do like a flat rate $500, or if it's under that, you pay that. And I said, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I think I can do that. Well, again, I paid it even $500, so that price was way up there. I think it actually came out to like over $800 worth of Funko Pops, because he said he didn't have the space for it and all this other stuff, and he wants to give it to somebody who can do something with it. So that's where the $500 come from. So I spent $500, and again, that collection right there made me another, $3 to $4 grand right there. So after this case, I was 4 months in, going to garage sales, stuff like that, picking up little things, and getting lucky along the way. Then finally, I was like, wow, I can probably do this full time. So that's where the question goes from, okay, you're doing a part-time, when to go full-time in reselling. Now, everybody's situation is different. Everybody has, different things that you got to understand when it comes to reselling. There is no right or wrong way of when to choose when to go full-time. I would say, obviously, it has to go with finances. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay your bills. You have to be able to spend money to source, that type of stuff. My key thing was whenever I quit my full-time job to do eBay full-time, for me, it was, I have to double the amount of money I make per week. That's where I felt comfortable. So after making $530 a week at my full-time job, I had to at least bring in close to $1,100 a week. So after that 4 months, of course, I was selling Funko Pops at the time that they were a hot commodity. So I was bringing home about $1,500 a week, which is pretty good for me at that time. And it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, I think I can maintain this. Now, I was right, but I was also wrong. My first year, we did 88,000 gross, which only came out to like I want to say like 45,000 net, maybe somewhere around there, and which isn't bad. You know, it's not bad if you think about. I was doing it full time for 8 months and then 4 months part time. Um, but that first year was definitely a little shaky. There were some weeks where I wouldn't bring in 1,500. You know, there's some weeks where I brought in over 1,500. You know, so it's like very wishy washy, back and forth, back and forth. The eBay roller coaster, as a lot of people were calling it back then. I don't know if they're still calling it now. And so I told myself, okay, let's start thinking outside the box. What should we do next? And I got into like storage units and this, that, and the other, and it really started putting me over the top a little bit. And then over the next, next year and a half or so, I'm really knowledgeable about a lot of different things. But that's where we're going back to the whole when to go full-time reselling. You have to make sure that you can maintain what you're doing. And then again, this is my advice. Some people might say it's right. Some people might say it's wrong. But I think that to give you an example, I've heard many stories of people says that their thrift stores are not good. My thrift stores to me are not good. And then you got some people who are like, man, I thrive off of thrift stores. So you have to understand your sourcing opportunities in your area. Like if you're in a high city or a high population city, you should have access to a lot of things, abandoned storage units, estate sales, garage sales. But then if you're in the middle of nowhere, you might not have access to garage sales and thrift stores. So you might have to do like online auction sourcing and all this other stuff. So like if you know that you can have that sourcing opportunity to maintain your eBay store and you're still bringing in good money every week, and you can kind of keep finding those little things, a little bit of luck, I think definitely has to happen. I think obviously you have to be very knowledgeable about certain things. But I think it's going to be ultimately up to you on when to go full-time reselling. There's something that my dad always told me, that he said that if your gut instinct tells you no, even or hesitates even the slightest, don't do it. The second that your head and your gut tells you, hey, I think this is probably going to be for the best, then you go ahead and do it. You don't look back, and you just, full throttle, moving forward. And that's kind of like how I live by now. Like, even though I was having my house being built, I was doing it part-time, going into full-time reselling, I told myself, wow, if I quit, can I do this? Can I maintain it? I was like, you know what? I think I can. My body didn't hesitate. My head didn't say no. My gut didn't say no. And ever since then, I've always went in with my gut instinct. And that would probably be the best advice I can give you. If your gut instinct tells you to go for it, you go for it. And if you fail, I mean, that's life. We're only human, right? You have to fail to learn. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Maybe if you failed this time and then you go back to your job or whatever the case is, and then you learn from your mistakes, then you never know. It's just one of those things that you just really have to be conscious on your finances. If you can get your finances underway and you have a good area of sourcing, I mean, the possibilities are unlimited. Unlimited possibilities. The sky is literally the limit. I ramped up my reselling side hustle after Cincinnati Figure popped up on my feed as well. John has opened my eyes and reselling. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. 1 Foot Flipper, what's going on? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Do I have to have a store to get eBay coupons and discounts? Yes. I believe if you have like a basic store, you get like certain percentage off of fees, and you get like a quarterly discount for shipping supplies, which is like $25. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to have a store to get all that. But yes, but that's why like I have such a passion for this, because again, I went from somebody who didn't have a reselling bone, in my body, and I've always done physical labor for the most part in my life, and just things just kind of took off. And then I was like, wow, I'm getting kind of good at this. So then I started, doing YouTube videos, and I haven't looked back. I enjoy every bit of it. I know we're kind of small, a small channel, but I enjoy everybody that's here and all that good stuff. So, and again, I want to show you guys that if you work hard, you stay, just stay humble, stay, having that learning mentality, man. That's one thing I love about life in general, man. You never can not learn enough, especially in this business, and the possibilities are unlimited. Like, I mean, looking back at my life in general, my dad is very old school. You work your 9 to 5, you you get your benefits at, whenever you get older, and then you basically die, right? And it's kind of a, it's a harsh way of looking at it, but I mean, he wasn't, he's not technically wrong. You live, you work hard, you get your benefits, you get your retirement, and then you die, right? So, but you know, I look at things a little differently though. I believe in a lot of things my dad say. Work hard. I definitely think you need to work hard. You know, maybe not necessarily 9 to 5. You might have to work 12 hours a day. I don't mind that either. But it's the fact that I work for myself that is the biggest thing, and nobody's telling me my cap, you know, my max that I can make per week. You know what I'm saying? So making that $530 every week, you know, they might put me on like, let's say 10 suspension jobs, but then one week they put me on 2. You know what I'm, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like I'm doing more work one week and I'm still making the same. But if I do this, there's no telling like how much money you can make as far as, you know, reselling goes. And I'll give you guys a little update. The past 7 days we've done over $3,500, $3,544.13. So, and that's because of all the hard work, there's all that train stuff that we found. If I didn't go out and spend the money, you know, this, that, and the other. So there's so many things that evolve around it, that your hard work can pay out. Like how many jobs do you know that pays you out $3,500 a week? Now I'm pretty sure there might be some jobs out there, but you're probably going to be on top of the totem pole. But $3,500 a week is pretty darn good in my opinion. So, you know, with the whole reselling advice, I just say, man, work hard, you know, stay true to who you are, and the possibilities are it's crazy. It's limitless. You'll just be surprised on when that time comes to, you know, when it comes time to, you know, make that leap of faith, you know. What about tax time? I only have gas receipts and storage. So Carolina. So I'm gonna give you. So there's only 2 ways you can write off stuff. It could be, and I'm not an accountant or anything like that. You can only write off gas, or you can write off mileage. I don't think you can do both. And honestly, I would write off mileage over gas. You save more money on writing off your mileage than your gas. Hold on. Hello. Hello.
Well, hello. This is Carol, a Medicare help agent.
Oh, it's a scam. But yeah, you can only write off your mileage or your gas. I recommend writing off your mileage, and the reasoning why: one, you don't have to keep up with the receipts, because if you have this app called Stride, I'll show you right here. All you gotta do is download the app, and anywhere you're trying to go, you just hit that little plus sign right there, and then you just go to track miles, and then it'll track your miles through satellite. And what's cool about it is that at the end, it'll tell you how much taxes you save. So like right now, so just from my mileage this year, that's how many deductions I have right there. That's for 2023. So that means I can write off over $2,300 just in mileage, and we're only in July. So that's what I would do. As far as storage, if you have a storage unit, you can write your storage unit off because it's for business. Anytime you go to the post office, that mileage is written off as your business. If you're doing, if you win a storage unit auction, that storage unit that you bought, because your intention is to resell the stuff that's in there, that is, you can write that off. Again, I would talk to an accountant to really get, you know, try to find one who deals into reselling, because there's a lot of things I didn't learn until late last year. So going into this year, I'm getting more knowledgeable about taxes and stuff like that. Your cost of goods, when you go to garage sales, write down their address, write down this, write down that, and write down everything that you pick up, and write it down in a little receipt book. That's what my wife does for me. And the cost of goods is a write-off. Like it absolutely is. Anything that has to do with your business. Matter of fact, you can even go out of town. Like for instance, like whenever I go to Peaches to Beaches, and let's say that I'm there for like a 2-day thing or 3-day thing, whatever, I can technically write off that trip. You know, I can write off the food, because technically I'm not home in my local area to buy food, and that is technically for business. So at the hotel, you can write that off. All that is for business, because you wouldn't be up there if it wasn't for business. Now, if it's just a regular vacation, you know, it is what it is. But there's so many things that you can write off that you wouldn't think that you could, you know. But I would definitely talk to, you know, your local accountant and kind of catch them up to speed of what you're doing, and they'll point you in the right direction. But you can write off a lot of stuff, more than what you think. My goal is to learn one new thing every day. Then I have an excuse to take a nap. I mean, hey, that's a good way of looking at it. It's like an incentive. That's definitely an incentive. Me and my wife worked out today, so I'm a little tight right now. And if you weren't keeping records of your purchases, sales, and a little birdie says go back and try your best to reproduce them in a receipt book and then do better in the future. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If you're not doing that now, you need to. Danita, hi, Brandon, caught you live. Yes, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Welcome. Urza, what's going on? Good morning. No, wait, it's afternoon for me. I thought I said 11:33 for a sec. But yeah, definitely. Look at what your what you can write off and everything. And like I said, if you're buying online auctions, all that stuff is it can be written off. Dump fees. If you got dump fee stuff, that type of stuff. That can be written off. Your mileage. Just keep that in mind. With reselling, just about everything is a write off, and it's such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. Yep, have your cell phone. I don't think it's. I don't. Is it 1 foot flipper? Is it half your cell phone bill or is it a percentage? Because I never looked up the percentage. I think it's. I don't know what the percentage is. I don't know if it's half. Maybe it is. But you can do your cell phone, your internet, security. You can do the square foot. So one thing too, you can write off a 15 by 15 room, which is your office room. And then you can actually write off your APR percentage for your house if you're storing stuff for your business. You can choose a percentage. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that. I couldn't remember if it was 0.5% or if it was half or if it was like 15%. I didn't know. You can't do trash if you're claiming home office. Yeah, I don't claim trash at my house. I do dump fees and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't do the trash bill here. But yeah, you can write off your APR percentages for your house. Because you're storing stuff. You can write off a 15 by 15 room. I'm trying to think what else. If I'm forgetting anything. Oh yeah, if you pay somebody to like clean out a storage unit or something, you can pay off. You can write that off because it's a service. Again, I'm not an accountant expert or anything. You just have to check with your local, accountant, and because I don't know what your local laws are and all this other stuff with taxes and stuff. You'd have to talk to somebody, but that's just stuff that I know that I can write off on my side. Yo, Fireball Flippers, what's going on? It just depends on what percentage you use of internet and phone for your business. Every piece of equipment you buy. Yep. Matter of fact, even another little thing as well. If you make income from your YouTube channel, my GoPro, you can write off your GoPro. You can write off the batteries. You can write off. I think you only write off one camera a year. I think I can't remember what the thing says, but anything that has to do with your YouTube videos, you can write it off because you're getting income from it. So yeah, you can write off a lot of stuff, and if you're not writing off every single tax, everything to write off on your taxes, you're losing money essentially. So that's why it's very important to keep up with your paperwork and all that. So like one thing I like to do is I don't buy any supplies locally, and that's just me. I know sometimes you can find it cheaper or whatever. I do all mine on Amazon, and anytime I do my supplies, it's saved to my Amazon account. So there's proof there. Then you got your tax, your credit card statement, all that stuff. So there's a lot of things. I don't think there's a camera limit. Some shows are shut on multiple cameras at a time. Yeah, I couldn't remember what I know there's like, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I know it's something. Oh, okay. So it says you can theoretically write off the entire value of your camera, but it should be at a value less than your photography business made that year. Okay. So yeah, you can write off your full camera then. Also too, you can write off other stuff like if you use like programs. So like I use WorthPoint. WorthPoint you can write off because you're using that for your business. You can write off Adobe After Effects because that's the editing tool that I use. I pay $21 a month for that. So any service like that, any apps that you use to help your business, those are written off. Natalie, what's going on? I'm doing well today. Doing very well. I was just sharing my experience of reselling, how I got into it, and trying to give advice when to go full time. There's really no right or wrong answer to it. That type of stuff. And yeah, just want to go live for a little bit. I'm in the middle of getting all this train stuff listed. Matter of fact, I got some updates right here. So right now, so this Thursday, so today's Tuesday, so 2 days from now, it's been 4 months since we won the train unit, and we have sold $3,207 from the unit. We spent $4,500, which actually puts us at 71% of our money back in less than a month, which is pretty darn crazy. And we have 283 items listed for $21,012. So we still have a ton of it to go. Pretty crazy stuff that's been happening lately. But yeah, so you know, it's pretty it's pretty fun. Let's see, you can write off lighting, light boxes. Yeah, if you buy like any supplies, all that's written off. Hard drives. Got another unit I want your advice on, if you don't mind. Yeah, Natalie, send me a message like you did last time on I think it was Instagram, right? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, if you want, you can send me that, and I'll take a look at it for you. You know, you know me, I'm always looking at other storage units right now around here, and that's nothing that's really caught my mind or caught my attention is what I should say. But yeah, anything that you can write off, expenses, supplies. I mean, it could be a new mouse for your computer. I mean, it's a pretty sweet deal if you keep up with your taxes. Matter of fact, let me see. The room actually looks pretty dang good. I got a few things I got a list over there. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with the train tracks from the train unit, because I don't necessarily want to list them right now. I want to kind of put them off to the side till I get all the other stuff done, and then I'll casually get to that. And I want to take y'all down to my unit. I mean, I'm gonna try to do it one day this week. I know tomorrow we're going back to the train unit to get another load. And then might go. There's a mileage is. Let me see. Got another. Pinarello, what's going on? I was going to checking in from East Atlanta. B is moving those train pieces like there's no tomorrow. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. What's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah, I've been getting I've been trying to get them listed. I will say I slowed down a lot listing them just because I got burnt out on them, but I'm working towards it. I promise. Mileage is one of my biggest write-offs. Yes, your two biggest write-offs should be your mileage and your cost of goods. Your mileage and your cost of goods. Those should be the two most your most expensive write-offs. As a lot of trains, also so a little nervous as I've never sold anything like that. Natalie, so the one thing that I'll always say is when it comes to reselling, so one thing I learned in the military is one thing that they teach you a lot is you have to overcome and adapt in certain situations. So like with this job, it's like a perfect example. You have to overcome and adapt. So like if you do like a storage unit, right, you're gonna find stuff in there that you've never sold before. Just like if you ever noticed in some of my videos, like I go to garage sales. If you guys remember the matter of fact, I'll share my screen. Hold on, I'll show you guys real quick. So if y'all remember that estate sale video I did recently, where let me see if I can. I'll bring it up here in just a sec. But if you guys remember that Roho air cushion for like electric chairs for the elderly, and I bought them for like $10 a piece. That the one big one actually sold for $175, and I bought it for $10. But it was something that I never picked up. But whenever I felt it, I was like, wow, that's crazy. But when you do storage units and all this other stuff, like you're gonna find items that you've never sold before. You know what I mean? And let me see if I can share my screen. Just working my 9-to-5 gig and pack out some eBay orders. Heck yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yo, Trippy, what's going on? How you doing today? Let me see. Share screen. There we go. Yeah, let's do window. Let's do that one. There. So right here, it sold for $175 right here. If you guys remember the Roho thing, and I mean, like I said, it's incredible stuff, man. Just because I felt it, and it was at a decent price, so I was like, I think that it should be good. At $10, gamble. And as you guys see there, that's whenever I listed it, June 17th, and then it sold July 7th, so that was 277, so about 3 weeks it took, so less than a month. And you got to think about it, I paid $69 at that estate sale. So that one item right there basically tripled my money. It's pretty wild. I just threw my old Rojo away. Had been patched like 9 times. Yeah, because even like like I don't know, because even the covers still do pretty darn well. Rojo is a really good brand, and keep in mind I didn't know all that before, Natalie. But like I said, you'll overcome and adapt certain situations. The more and more you do it, the more and more you'll realize like you have to look up every single model number, every single item. Like obviously, like for example, like I have my little Gerber tool. Gerber is going to be like a hit or miss. Some of the new stuff doesn't go as much. Some of the older stuff does. But like you'll see like multi-tools like this, they can go for over $100. Like I think this was probably worth like maybe 20 or 30. But there's multi-tools of Gerber. Gerber's a decent brand, so to look that up. But then let's say you go over there and you find, this name right here. You're still going to look it up, but it's not really a good brand, I don't think. I haven't done any research on these knives yet, but I have no nails because I just clipped them. No. There we go. But the name of this is Sports A-Field or something. And it doesn't sound like anything crazy, but you would still look that up, and that knife says only worth like $10 probably. But yeah, anytime you do storage units, every little dime penny counts when it comes to storage units. Like I've sold things from $5 all the way up to hundreds of dollars from storage units. And you just have to overcome and adapt, look everything up. Research is key. And I still say that to this day. Research is key. Do cassettes sell good for you? I just bought a bunch hoping they sell. Trippy, I bought a bunch of them a few months ago, and they've been making me killer money, but they're all rock and roll. So they're rock and roll. Those do really well. Country does decent. And then the rest of them, I mean, they're kind of a little harder to sell, at least in my opinion. I need to learn how to look up model numbers. Yeah, Caroline. I mean, I can teach you right now if you want me to. I can show you. Do you go out of your way to buy remotes for VHS DVD combos you get in the wild? I don't mess with too many remotes. The knowledge that I have in my head, I do know like certain Yamaha remotes do well. Bose remotes, some of those brands, I would definitely pick up in a heartbeat. But if they're like Sony, this, that, and the other, it probably would be good to pick them up. But I'm not a fan of remotes, so I don't really pick them up as often. But if it looks like a pretty high tech one, like Logitech, they make the what do they call it? The Harmony remotes, I think. Those do really well. So I have a certain mindset of which ones to pick up. But if they're like, if you can kind of tell they're kind of like on the higher end, I might buy them. But if they're just kind of like your basic little plastic, they don't feel high quality, I don't really pick them up, to be honest. The bid is up to 3,500 already, so that's why I'm hesitant. Natalie, yeah, send me the link on Instagram. I'll look at it right here. I won't bring it up on the screen because I don't want anybody bidding against you if they're in your area. But yeah, I'll look at it over here. All the cassettes I got were rock and roll for like $1 for 5, so I got probably like 20 of them. Then yeah, they're all rock and roll. They should do pretty well. I got a bunch of cassettes, and we're doing pretty darn well. Like I bought. This one person had a huge tote, and I actually found a Nintendo 64 at this yard sale. Had a huge tote, and in that tote was 301 total cassettes, and I paid $20 for them. It was an absolute steal. One of those cassettes sold for $25. So then the rest is pure profit. Every single one of the 301 cassettes though were rock and roll. So it was just crazy stuff, man. It was honestly such a crazy find, such a unique find, and again, I'm just a very lucky person. But I'm trying to think what after that. No, let me see. Yeah, all that's gonna be train tracks. Okay. I don't have another box in here, so I'll probably have to get some here in a minute. But yeah, I got some stuff behind me that's not train related, but everything in that box over there is all train tracks. Got more train tracks down here. Got like 3 things over there that need to get listed. But I've been working through the train stuff. It's honestly a lot. Okay, I'm doing garage sales at the moment, so I'll message you later. Okay, Natalie, sounds good. Sounds good to me. That's a great deal. Yes, $20 for all those cassettes. I couldn't pass that up. I mean, it took me a minute to get them, listed, but I got them all done. But I will say, as of lately, though, I have been killing it in listings. Though I don't know if it's just because I don't know. I guess I'm just a really motivated person in general. I like to work a lot. Matter of fact, I have therapy every Monday at 2 because I have really bad anxiety and stuff like that, and we're trying to learn how to he basically saying that with me working so much, it's me trying to mask my anxiety. So he's been trying to make me write down like shorter goals every day. That way I have time to relax. Um, but it's like it's hard because they're saying that it's anxiety, which I do have anxiety, but they're saying that it's me masking my anxiety. But for me, I feel like it's passion. But then he goes on the question of like talking about like, do you ever sit down and really relax? And I was like, no, not really, unless I'm on vacation, right? Um, you know, and it's like when you're a business, whenever you run your own business, you do have to work a little longer. You got to work a little harder. But he's telling me that I don't need to do that. He's saying I need to make shorter goals. That way I can take time off and then, take time for myself, and my mental health and stuff like that. So, I can see where he's coming from. It's hard. Have a great day, everyone. Yes, Natalie, you have a good one. Appreciate you stopping by. I need to invest in one of those game chairs like yours. I'm using my dining room chair. Yeah, believe it or not, I've had this since the military. I've had this. Let's see. I've had this probably since 2018. So I've had it for like 5 years. I'm due for a new one. I won't lie. This one's like, I don't know if you kind of. Well, actually, it's not that bad, actually. But I mean, like, I don't know if you can see my. Here, I'll see. I don't know if you can see like my chair, like it's starting to like rub off right here. But yeah, I don't like spending money on myself. I don't know why. Barter, what's going on? Barter Mania, what is good? How you doing today? Welcome. Trying to think what else though. I know we got to trying to do a big listing day today. I think I've listed. How many listings I'm at right now? 2,419, and I think I listed about 20. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I've listed 24 items today, so it's not bad. It's not terrible. Also, too, thank y'all for 7,800 subscribers. I appreciate that. We're at 7,805 subscribers. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. I think somebody might have sent me an offer, maybe. No. Extra 20% off eBay refurbished items. Let's go. But yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about, just kind of some, reselling advice and just want to do this. That way people can kind of see it. Because like I said, I've had about 10 comments, requesting me to do like a little video or a live stream or something like that. So I wanted to do that. I just started on eBay like a month ago and I've sold about $2,500 worth so far. It's weird though. I will go a week with selling like crazy and then go days with nothing. Is this just how it goes? Well, Trippy, how many items do you have currently listed right now? And it's especially 4th of July weekend, I sold nothing. Yeah, it's weird because even when I've heard stories like even when you're doing everything right, some people only get like 3 sales in a day. I do think there is some website glitches sometimes with eBay. But my past 2 months I guess month and a half have just really been just crazy good. And I've been listing like crazy, and I've also seen people where they only have like, 500 items listed, but they're killing it with selling. So it all comes down to what you're selling, to be honest. Like if you have every single item in your store that has over 100% sell-through rate, right? You're gonna make some good, some darn good money. But then you got people like me who do like storage units and stuff, and we'll sell like me if it has like a 30% or higher sell-through rate, I'll usually list it depending on how big it is. If it's like a really big item, I'm putting it in a garage sale. But if it's like a smaller item that's going to go first class, or like, you know, something like this size, you know, it has a 30% sell-through rate, it doesn't take much room, I'm just going to do it. But like, you know, if you have everything in your store at 100% sell-through rate, you're going to make money. There's no doubt in, you know, in my mind that you're going to make money. And you have 100 items right now. So yeah, so Trippy, so think about this for a minute. So let's say you have 100 items, right, on eBay. That means, you know, let's just assume they're all different categories. That means you're looking at only 100 people who can buy your item. You understand what I'm saying? So the way my mind works is if you have 100 items and you're only gonna, that means only 100 people can technically buy your item. If one person bought each one item, you only have 100 buyers. Now, let's say you expanded that to, let's say, 1,000 items, or, you know, 2,000 items. Now, you see what I'm saying? So like your audience goes from like this to like this. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like I say quality over quantity, but sometimes quantity over quality works. There's a bookstore on eBay, I forget what it's called, and I think they sell like 16,000 books a day or something like that, but their profit margin is only like 50 cents. And I mean, if you run the math on that, so let's just say they sell 16,000 times 50 cents. I mean, that's $8,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I couldn't do that in my head, but I mean, that's $8,000 a day. And that's pretty darn good. So again, you know, quantity over quality works too, but you know, quality over quantity works as well. It just all depends on the market, because think about this. I'll give you another example. I had some Black Panther Marvel stuff up on my eBay store a while back, and they had no watchers on it, no nothing. The second that they came out and they said that T'Challa, you know, Black Panther, you know, he Chad Boswick, whenever he passed away, all 3 of my items sold within like 30 minutes of them releasing that. So it just all depends on the market, man. The market's always changing. Like, give you another example. Just because something today is a bolo, right? Something today that's worth good money and it has a good sell-through rate, doesn't mean next month it's not going to go downhill. You know, you have the whole, you know, cancel culture thing. You know, you have so much drama in the world. You know, there could be, like, for instance, like, you can have an actress that is just so well known and you love her to death, right? And then all of a sudden she comes out and does an interview and people find out that she's homophobic or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? And then that right there could go from all that stuff selling to just, there's just no sales because of that. You know, there's political reasons. There's so many things that can go that can fluctuate the market. So you always just gotta kind of have to be on your toes. That's why I like selling a little bit of everything. Because, like, could you imagine if eBay came out and said, you know what, we're no longer selling anything after or before the year 2000 because they use certain chemicals in, like, shirts, right? That would destroy the vintage t-shirt market. You understand what I'm saying? So it's always good, in my opinion, to kind of have a wide variety of stuff to sell. Even though if you have a certain niche, you usually tend to make more money if you have just 1 or 2 niches. But when you have a variety of stuff, that's just kind of something that I like to do. So like I said, the market is always changing. Have I tried selling at a flea market? The flea market that's near us is called Keller's, and they used to be really good. They used to be really good like 10, 15 years ago. I remember me and my mom, we used to go down there all the time and, just look, and it'd be so much fun. And now it's just like a bunch of, like, overseas goods to just stuff that you just can't really do anything. And then you got the vendors out there who want, like, eBay prices. So I never go out there anymore. I just don't. So it's honestly a waste of time. I've been there 3 different times, try to do a video for you guys, and I walked out of there with one item that I got a $10. I got $10 off, but technically, when you look at the eBay price, I technically only got $5 off, so I couldn't even resell it. So I put it in my video game collection, and this was a while back, but it just, I don't know, it just goes to show you that, the sourcing opportunities that were once there are just not there anymore. That's why you have to look at other places and do, like, storage units. You can do online auctions, do local auctions. You just got to be very versatile in what you do. And you have 100 items now too. I mean, that's good. That's good. That's definitely a great start. I should say keep chucking along and keep going. you have almost 200 items. Yeah, just just keep going. Like I said, Carolina, if you ever drop your eBay store, just let me know and I can look at your stuff and tell you, maybe give you some advice or something. I pretty much put anything up that I can make some money on. Lately, a lot of PS1 and PS2 games, but they have been moving slow. The things I think will sell quick will sit for a while, and the things I think will sell right away. Yeah, it's definitely weird. I say the same thing on a few of my things as well, because I'm like, wow, I don't know if this is gonna sell as quick, or I'm like, oh wow, this should sell pretty quick, and then I get that too. Again, because like a lot of people ask me that question too, like why does that happen? And I kind of have a theory behind it. When you think of like little things like just like conversations, right? Like conversations in general. So imagine, like, I give you one perfect example that happened to me. So I sell a lot of diecast cars at least from time to time. And whenever I did the diecast car unit, I put up certain individual diecast cars in the packaging. Well, it took 2 years for this to happen, so obviously it didn't sell very quick, but the story behind it really makes you think on why they picked it up. So the story behind it was, they're like, hey, can you ship this out as soon as possible if I buy it? And I messaged them. I was like, yes, of course, because it was the time frame of me to pack up packages anyway. So I was like, yeah, if you buy it within the next like 30 minutes, I can pack it up, have it shipped out to you for tomorrow morning. And she told me about the conversation that she was having with her sister. And she basically says, oh my God, thank you so much. It's my dad's birthday, and my dad had the exact same color car, the same exact model, everything, and she was going to use it as a cake topper. And and that's just kind of crazy to think about, because it's like, I would have never thought about putting a diecast car as a cake topper. So again, those conversations are going everywhere. So like, you never know, Trippy. Like, somebody could be having a conversation today and be like, man, do you remember that PS2 game we used to play as a child? I can't remember what it's called. It had a clown on the cover or something like that. And then people start going into Google and they're like, oh, it's called Twisted Metal or whatever, Vigilante or, whatever the games are called. And then they would, go on eBay, and then boom, they would buy it. So it's really interesting, that little conversations like that can really, bring you a sale. And again, it wasn't an expensive sale; it was like an $8 sale, but that's what it took for it to sell. It took 2 years and a conversation for it to sell. So I just say, and honestly, just keep listing, keep chipping away, and just, like I said, just keep moving forward. Don't get discouraged about sales. I've had 1 week where I did less than $1,000. I think like 4 or 5 months ago, and then after that, it went back to normal. And I've had sales all the way up to like $5,000 in a week. So you just gotta just keep chucking along, because I give you another example. I have examples for days. So this past Saturday, I only did $96, and then Sunday I was at like $29, but then I got some really, really, really late sales, which brought me up to $300 for the day. And then that Friday I did $577, and then like today I've only done $71 today. But I have 846 watchers on different items, or I have watchers on 846 different items. So with me looking at that $71, so between late night on Sunday, so like whenever after I'm done packing up packages, I don't pack anything up on Monday, and I package stuff Monday and Tuesday going into Wednesday morning. I've done 18 items for $878. So even though that one day had, like today had $71, it's still not going to affect me. Because think about this for a minute. Imagine you making $500 in a week. That's more than most people who work a 9 to 5. That's more than what some people make. Like I said, I was making $18 an hour, which is only $530 a week after everything came out. So I mean, it's pretty darn good. I know what you mean. There's one where I'm at, they're ridiculous with prices. When I set up, they lowball me. They get mad when I tell them no. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And it's like, man, people don't understand. Let's say, I wish, vendors and flea market people and that type of stuff could understand. I understand that, because, I also have to understand too. They got time, they got money into every, certain things and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're not paying taxes, or at least, technically, right? I guess you're supposed to be. But whenever you look at it, if they have like $100 club, and let's say they're asking like let's say $60, right? And they're like, yeah, it's going for 100 on eBay, but it's like after you take out 15%, the fees and everything, and it's like you're not gonna make that much money. Now, if they have like $100 club and they're like, yeah, it goes for 100, but I would do like 40 on it, that's probably gonna be more doable. But then you got some people who are just kind of firm on price, and it's like, I mean, I guess you're gonna find that buyer who really wants it, but when it comes to reselling, we always have a different mentality. Now, some people might be like, well, that $40 price that you offered is too low. Well, it's like realistically, it's really not, because anytime I pick something up, I had to roughly double my money, unless it's something that is an extremely fast seller. So like for instance, like if something sells for, let's say, $100, has like a 700% sell through rate, right? Like just second you list it, it should sell. I'd be willing to pay like $60-$70 for it. I'll probably make $10 on it, but I know it's going to sell quick, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's not a good business model to go off of, in my opinion. But again, I don't know everything about reselling. I really don't. I've been around a little while now to where I can fully understand certain situations, and I think that's why I'm a really good negotiator. A lot of people have told me that I really love your negotiation skills and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. Like, I know what I can get out of it. I would need it to be at this price. If you say no, hey, no harm, no foul. That's why you guys hear me in my videos where like, hey, listen, no pressure. If you can't do that price, you're not gonna make me upset, I promise. And then 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And another 10%, they'll just be like, yeah, I think I might have to hold on for a little longer. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, no sweat. I appreciate your time, whatever. But it's always good to be cool, calm, and collective, and not be too pushy. I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there, man, that are very pushy with negotiations. They lowball, this, that, and the other. And I get it. I get why. But sometimes it just, I believe in good karma, and good karma has been staying with me for this past year and a half. And I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay the same person that I am. But that good karma, man, goes a long way. I'm telling you, it wraps right back around, and it's going to hit you in the face like a ton of bricks whenever you find that next big find. You can be like, wow, I'm glad I was, I didn't lowball somebody or this, that, and the other. Now, if they have a lowballing price on there, no harm, no foul. But like if something's like if you ever see me, like I'll go to yard sale and I might buy 3 items for a total of $32, right? And I'll be like, hey, would you just do it even 30? I'm just weird like that. Not because I want a better deal, but it's just like, can I just give you like a 20 and a 10 instead of a 20, a 10, and 2 ones? Because I don't have any ones. And they'll be like, yeah, that's fine, $30. But it's like if I'm going from like, got everything up there for 50, and it's like, hey, would you do 30? I'm just like, or 35. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, like, why? But again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Today I did $4.50. Lord help me. Caroline, you got that. That's $4.50 richer. Remember that. Imagine, I'm gonna put it in perspective. So imagine this, $4.50. Let's say you times that by, let's see, there's 365 days a year. Let's say you did that at 100 years, or 100 days out of the year. That's an extra $450 that you didn't have. So I'm just saying, it's always a different way of looking at it, Like imagine how many times you go to Starbucks and buy a coffee for $5-$6, and you do that, 100 days out of the year. I mean, you're spending $600 on pointless coffee. You know what I mean? So you gotta look at it in that perspective, in my opinion. Because the second you start saying that, you're gonna get real negative. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay positive. It's like, man, $4.50. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. And I'm gonna reinvest that. Or, wow, I'm blessed that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you're blessed and all that. I'm just saying, I just like people to have more positive. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I never want you to feel negative about yourselves. I want to be there for you to help motivate you and that. So like whenever I just try to stay positive in everything that I do. There's one person selling stuff triple the price the store sells them for. I told them that they started custom me when others heard them. There was one person selling stuff triple the price the store. Yeah, exactly. It's so dumb. And then on top of that, it's like the market always, fluctuates. So they're like, man, this thing was going like, I'm pretty sure y'all seen it in my videos too, where somebody's like, yeah, man, it's going for like $200 on eBay. And I'm just like, oh, really? Is it? And it's like, yeah. Or the one yard sale where I bought a bunch of vinyl stuff. He's like, yeah, man, I think it's going for like $90. And I showed him it only goes for like $6. He's like, oh, wow, what was I looking for? And I was like, you're probably looking at listed price. So, sometimes, you can tell people that, but then you got some of the old school people, whenever you tell them, they're like, nope, I know what I have. So sometimes the best thing to do is keep your money and walk away, and you'll find that better deal. Thank you. You've encouraged me. I got you, Carolina. Like I said, as long as I'm here walking on planet Earth and I'm not dead, I will help you as long as I can. I promise. These little gummies are good. I need a little sugar. But that's one thing that we're always doing, though. We're always learning, always expanding. Well, maybe not expanding. Expanding might not be the best word. I sell for half of the store prices, and I check eBay prices too. Yeah, and that's the way it should be, in my opinion. I think if you have a flea market, now you have some people who are kind of like quantity over anything. So there's like, man, $1, $2, $3, whatever. That's even better. But if you have some good, solid resale value stuff, let that person put it online and do all the work. But it's like you got to be at least at 50% of the market price or lower, in my opinion, unless that sell-through rate is like for instance, like a Scotty Cameron putter, right? We all know those are selling for hundreds of dollars. I can understand paying up for that, or even like high-end video games. I can understand paying like 60-65% of market value. I can understand that. But if you have like certain items where it's like, it's like a 30% sell-through rate, but you want 50%, it's kind of like, I don't know if I can do that. I would probably do it more, maybe 30% mark. You understand what I'm saying? But you have that good, few items that are really decent. I'll be willing to pay the 50%. You know what I mean? That's why, like, when you go out there and find stuff, that's why I always say check the sell-through rate, because you don't want to have invested like $50 whenever the item only goes for like 100, but it's going to take 10 months to sell. Like whenever I bought that bandsaw, if you guys remember the Milwaukee bandsaw, I bought it for $100 because they asked me what would you do for it, or what would I pay for it. I was like, well, I would be in it at $100 because the way my mind was working is I saw one comp up there for $225 for just the bandsaw in the case. Mine came with some bandsaws, extra blades. So I was like, I'll ask $225. Worst case scenario, I'll take a best offer of $200, and I'll probably make around $50 or so. And if I paid the $100, you know what I'm saying, I would have roughly a double up. If it sold for the $225, and sure enough, it sold for full asking price, and I think I profited right around like $80 or so, $80 to $100. So yeah, it's basically almost a double up, and it sold within about a month and a half. So sometimes it's good to do that because the sell-through rate was pretty good. When it's too hot to set up there, I do Instacart and scrap metal. Yeah, that's another way. I've seen. There's just so much money to be made out there. Like a buddy of mine who lived next door, I got him into eBay. In his first month, he did $6,000 on eBay. Whenever I showed him how to do things and what to pick up, and I sold him a bunch of inventory for like $1,500, and he made $6,000 off of it. And he stopped doing eBay because he couldn't maintain it, because he didn't go out there and source like I did, because he worked a regular job, which is understandable. Well, he recently moved down to Florida last year, and he opened up his own what's it called? Hold on, I can tell you what I just saw. Junk removal company. And he started that up, this LLC, and people call him up all the time to do removal. And he sent me pictures of some of the stuff that he's taken. And let me see. And let's see, he's gotten a TV, some very nice ASIC shoes, Xbox One controller, Apple laptop, 4 phones, tools, bicycles. A bunch of stuff. He done like estate clean outs, and he's only been doing this for less than a year. So it's like, if you like removing junk and stuff like that, people do estate sales all the time, but he's been making a killing off of it, and he does the whole scrap metal thing too. So like I said, there's money to be made out there. It's just a lot of people have excuses out there to where they can't make money or they don't want to put in the work and that type of stuff. But no, there's ways to make money out there. There's so much money to be made out there. It's honestly ridiculous. I mean, look at the storage units that we won. Look at what a little hard work goes. Go to an estate sale on the second day that I went to, and I found that little Rojo thing that sold for $175, and it was sitting there going into the second day. I mean, you just can't make it up. Like, there's so many things that you can make money on. Because every person who's a reseller, they don't know everything. We can have like a small knowledge about something. We might have like an expertise in like one or two niches and stuff like that. But the amount of stuff you can find out there is just absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, the Rojo thing sold for $170. We sold 10 of the Stephen King books for $36. My wife ended up keeping 15 of those. So we got something for her. We made all of our money back. We tripled our money all in less than a month. So again, you just got to be smart with your money and all that. But yeah, hopefully all that advice helps. And it was a great stream. I just wanted to come here for a little bit and talk to you guys. I think we just hit the hour mark. So I'm going to get back to listing and all that good stuff. The stuff I find on the side of the road is any good. I made $150 on a load of scrap yesterday, and there ain't nothing wrong with that either. $150 a day, that's pretty dang good in my opinion. That is more than what some people make out there. So yeah, like I said, anything that y'all do in life, just work hard. It's all gonna work out. I promise. I always want to stay encouraging people and motivating people, and I think that's my biggest passion for you guys. Yes, I'm passionate in what I do, but I genuinely want to show you guys, what I sell, what I pick up. I want you guys to get out of that 9 to 5. Do it smartly, of course. I don't want to make my story seem like a like an easy story, because it wasn't. So just keep at it. Thank you. You're a blessing. No problem, Caroline. I appreciate you. You know that. You've been here for a little while now. That was stuff left where husband works. Yeah, like yeah. There's always going to be a connection out there. It's always going to be a connection. I'm working on one big connection. I'm working on it, and if it, and this kind of like, I'm not going to spoil it too much for y'all, but I'm working on a connection, and I don't want to tell you guys exactly what it is until I can make it happen. But I'm working on a connection. And if it works out, you guys, I mean, it's going to be potentially life-changing. So I'm working on it, though. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm working on it. What is your eBay store name? I got you right here. I'll send it to you, or I'll put it in the chat for you. That's my eBay store right there. Miss Kathy, how are you doing today? I am doing well. Yo, ATL Flippers, what's good? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing today? I was just giving some reselling advice and, keeping everybody motivated. And wait, did we just sell something? Oh, we did. Watch this. My phone's gonna go ching. Watch this. I got the notification right here on my computer. And I was like, oh wait, my phone didn't go off yet. That's funny. It was a little $40 item that we got in the storage unit that we've already made all our money back. Yeah. How's Piper and Max? They're good. Let me see if I can get Max up here. Hold on. Y'all gonna see me scream, but like it's the only way he'll come up here. Maximus. He came. Max, here. Hey. Oh, that's my buddy. That's my buddy. You say hi to everybody? That's my buddy. He's been doing this since he was a little baby. He would sit right there on my shoulder since he was a little baby. What are you doing? Oh, you were sleeping. You're all warm. I'm sorry. Tyra, we bought another house. You need to stop by soon. Are you still down in the same area, Miss Kathy? Doing great. You're the perfect person for the job. I'm glad you're doing well, and I appreciate the kind words. I'm a motivator, or at least I try to be. I can't get notifications from eBay on your phone. Why not? Is it the eBay app that's doing it, or do you have the notifications off? I can't get notifications. Oh, wait. Been listening while cleaning the truck. I appreciate that, Flippin' Junior. Always appreciate that. Don't ever scream like that again. my bro, my brother makes fun of me for it because I have like a deep monotone voice, but I can go like high pitched. Cause it's my buddy. Yeah, what's up, buddy? It's my bestie right here. Hope every good, brother. Yo, I'm always good. Yeah, Max is a little cutie, ain't he? He's a little good boy. He's my buddy. Cute doggy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Piper never really comes up here. She just kind of comes up here whenever I got food. He comes up here when I got food. Whenever I yell for him, we take naps up here because of my narcolepsy. We ain't that right. Like he's such a vibing dog. You don't care. I actually did some research about the Min Pin. Apparently, the Min Pin would be the class clown of the family or of the classroom. That's why he's so goofy. What's up, buddy? Good boy. You know, sit. Good boy. And this is what he does. And my buddy sits. He say hi. Yeah, he's a good boy though. He's my buddy. But yeah, Piper's a little cutie too. You know, good buddy. But he loves the outside though. And since he has his one bad eye right here, because my parents, big Doberman, bit him in the eye after 4 months of them playing. I guess the big Doberman got jealous because I was sitting there petting them, and they're both males. And the big Doberman bit his eye, and his eye came out of his socket. And then as the swelling went back down, it went back in, but he lost all sight in his left eye. And I feel like I'm responsible for it. So I got to get all the boogies out of his eye whenever I can and all that. But yeah, but that's why he's my buddy. You kiss? No, my buddy. Mwah. That's a good boy. Yep, that's why I'm working so hard now. There's a quote I saw on Facebook, and it made me a little like sad, but it also made me even more motivated than ever. But it was like don't get the the house and property for yourself. Get it for your dog, or get the yard that your dog deserves, or something like that. So I can just imagine him having like one wide open field of grass, letting him outside. And he just runs. That's his favorite thing to do, is just run in the backyard. And right, like all I gotta do is say it's outside. You go outside. You go outside. Okay, I'll go out there in just a second. Okay, but he loves the outside, man. He loves it. He goes out there and chases butterflies. He chases squirrels. So that's what I'm trying to do now in my life, where I want a nice house with a big property, so I can let him roam, run and all that good stuff. Piper, she's not really a runner. She's just more of she'll follow you out there in the yard, and she'll just kind of stay by your side. Piper's funny, but she's smart. Piper's just really smart, but she's very chill, very laid back for a Chihuahua. But yeah, with that being said though, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I'm gonna let my dog out real quick, as well as Piper, and then I'm gonna get back to the whole listing grind. I'm going back to the train unit tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to bring some more stuff back. I should be able to bring some more stuff back, but I'm gonna try to really hit the listing thing hard a little bit more today. I've already listed like 27 items today or something like that, so we're gonna keep going. Exactly, I need this eBay to blow up for me so I can place. Then get a place of the yard so I can get a doggy, maybe two. Exactly. That's one thing I've always said to myself. Like, I'm a very simple person. I'm sure you guys have seen my videos. I wear my plain black stuff. I wear my black shorts. I wear my, my military green hoodie. I'm very simple. Very simple. I don't really buy a whole lot for myself. So if anything, I'd rather my wife have stuff that she can have fun with, or my dog. So you want me to come? Look at this. You ready, buddy? Huh? You want to go? Go outside. Let's go. He's just staring at me. What? All right, we're going. All right, guys. Much love. We'll see y'all very, very soon. I should have a video out in the next day or two. So yeah, we're gonna keep grinding though, just for you guys. Thank you guys so much for just hanging out with me today, hearing my reselling story and giving y'all some advice. And you guys give me some advice, so I appreciate it. I'm the same way as you. It's the only way to be. Is be humble, be true to who you are. Just because money and getting big on YouTube and this, that, and the other it's not supposed to change you. You know what I mean? I don't understand why people do that, but and I'll never understand it. So, tell Charlie I said hi. I absolutely will. Thank you. Love and blessings to you all. Thank you, Carolina. I appreciate you. ATL Flippers, Pinarello, everybody flipping Junior, Danita, Miss Kathy, everybody. Much love, much love. We'll see y'all very, very soon. Everybody have a great rest of your week. If I don't see you guys then, and have the great rest of the day. So much love, you guys.